Channel 3's Kimberly Donahue spoke with the governor while he was there at HealthRight, and he told her American Water, who he says caused this issue, needs to be doing more.
I hate to be throwing people under the bus, but in all honesty, American Water ought to be right here, right in the trenches, trying to help everybody that they can possibly help here. Being worried about the next lawsuit, I mean, give me a blooming break. You got people that are really hurting, and we need everybody, all hands on deck, trying to help everybody right at this time.
So now we turn our investigation into, as the governor was talking about, how this happened and who should be held accountable.
Today, News Channel 3's Curtis Johnson asked the governor what he's learned, what went wrong, and what he can help to do to speed up the restoration process.
Crews working to restore natural gas to hundreds in Charleston. The outage that stretches across the city's west side now into its 12th day, leaving people without heat, a warm shower, or a place to cook at one's home, days before Thanksgiving. Officials saying the outage is the result of a water line break, where water infiltrated more than 40 miles of gas line. Mountaineer Gas says it's working as quickly as possible to get service restored and water purged from the lines. West Virginia American Water confirming last week that a water main break happened November 10th on Charleston's west side. But beyond that, the company only saying it is unable to provide comment regarding assumptions or speculation on how the gas outage may have occurred. When I reached back a day later, after a resident filed a lawsuit against both the gas and water companies, a spokesperson for West Virginia American Water said they are unable to provide comment on matters of litigation. The crisis leading the governor to declare a state of emergency, ordering the Public Service Commission to investigate. Tuesday, I went back to the governor to ask what he has learned and what can be done to speed up the process. What else has your office learned about the cause of the incident since last week's briefing? And with the massive scope of this crisis, are there additional resources the state can devote to help Mountaineer Gas return people's lives to some sense of normalcy, including repairing the roads dug up in the process? And should West Virginia American be contributing to resources to help in the restoration?
Curtis, again, people may just not like my bluntness, but absolutely they ought to be participating. I mean, from the standpoint of American Water, I mean, for God's sakes a living, you got people, real live folks that are hurting. And if they're hurting, I mean, how is it going to cut to say, well, there's nothing we can do right now because that's in the lawyer's hands? I mean, are you kidding me? And for what we know is exactly what I've told you. The water line blew and blew the gas line. But you see the gas people, the gas folks stepping up and doing lots of stuff. I mean, lots and lots of stuff, and from the standpoint of sitting around and worrying about a lawsuit when at the same time people are cold and they're hungry, and I don't get it. Now, I don't get it. I don't think it's right, and there's no point in me dancing through the raindrops. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stand with the people, and the people are hurting, and the gas company ought to be there. But no question whatsoever, the water company ought to be there first and foremost and doing any and everything they can possibly do to be able to help. And absolutely constantly communicating with the folks. But I don't see it. And so from the standpoint of the governor's office, we're trying to do anything we can possibly do. I've declared a state of emergency. I absolutely have got the National Guard there and doing anything and everything that we can possibly do to help. And right behind all that and everything, I've said over and over that I've gone there myself. I'm going there again today. I mean, there's no question. I'm trying to do anything that I can possibly do to help those folks. And I don't need any fanfare about it and everything. At the end of the day, I'm going to stand rock solid with the people. That's what I've always done.
After the governor's comments, I reached back out to West Virginia American Water to ask what they're doing to help with the restoration and cleanup. The company responding, in part, it has engaged with the city of Charleston and has and continues to support the restoration and recovery efforts on its emergency response. Unfortunately, West Virginia American Water is unable to assist with natural gas restoration. However, our crews continue to assist Mountaineer Gas with utility locates. I followed up with the company to ask if they are providing extra manpower and/or equipment at the scene. Also, I requested an interview with the president of West Virginia American Water, but I haven't heard back yet. The outage coming at the same time as the PSC considers rate increases, requested by both companies, West Virginia American Water and Mountaineer Gas. Those increases have become the focus of letters sent from customers to the PSC, more than 50 letters opposing both rate increases. The letters also asking PSC, if they do approve the increases, to delay the effective date until spring. This Charleston City Councilman, just one of many city leaders, joining the protest by sending a letter of their own.
The people on the west side have been suffering quite a bit in the past 10 days, and so we think it's adding insult into injury to have also another rate increase right on top of that in the middle of winter when bills are the highest.
The governor weighed in on the city's letter.
I can't imagine that the PSC is going to grant the water company's request. From the standpoint of the gas company, I think the gas company has stepped up and done about as good a job as I think maybe they could do. But that's on the information that I have. I have ordered an investigation into the whole situation, and maybe it would be best for everyone involved to pause just for a little while and until we could really get the final word from the PSC. But I really think just lumping them together and saying gas company you're responsible, water company you're responsible, when really and truly what we all, at least I think, know is the water line blows, and when it blows the gas line. If the water line doesn't blow, we don't have an issue right now. So that's what I think anyway.
Curtis Johnson, WSAZ News Channel 3, Charleston.
Now, if the PSC approves the rate increases, they would take effect early next year. Both companies have declined to comment on litigation related to the outage.